but your little thief away. Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing another reading vlog, but today it's going to be slightly different because my followers have picked the read. But before we get into it, I need to ask you a favour. If you have not subscribed already, will you do me a favour and click that subscribe button and the notification bell so you get notified every time I upload. I honestly appreciate all of your support so much, and thanks. So let's get into today's video. I decided that I was going to let my followers pick my next read and decided that the way, yeah, Teddy decided he wanted to play at the same time. Okay. His dragon is deformed with how much he has destroyed this thing. But your little thief away. Right, ready? Get it! Get it! He's just so cute. He's just so cute. Hiya, hiya, hiya. So I have decided to let my readers pick my next read, but I thought I'd do it a little bit differently. They don't know what the options are. I gave them 3 emojis to describe each book and they had to pick which one they wanted to go with. None of them know what the books are. I think some people figured it out. Some people figured it out. So here are the 2 options. We have option 1, which is these 3 emojis, and then we have option 2, which were these 3 emojis. Now, I put these on my Instagram stories, but also my TikTok stories to see which people wanted me to read. Now from Instagram, we had 70% went with option 2, and I think on TikTok we only had 1 vote for option 1, everybody else voted for option 2. So we're going for option 2. Now option 2, you're thinking, what might that book be? You may have already figured it out, who knows? But if you hadn't, the book is Wildcard by Ellie Silver. I'm super excited to read this because it also means that I am finishing off a series in my series in progress list. So this is it's a good one. I'm happy about this and I love everything that Ellie Silver has written so far. So Wildcard, I can't lie to you, I've read a little bit of this. I've read, I think 79 pages, no less than that, 77 pages so far, and I'm enjoying it. I just haven't really been picking up my book an awful lot the past few days. I did read on lunch yesterday for an hour, so that's where the 79 pages came in. But yes, before we get into actually reading this book, I thought we'd go over the series as a whole, the Rose Hill series, and just talk a little bit about each of the books. Side note though, why has she done this to us? So the picture continues across all 3, and then this one, this peak of the mountain should be there. It's not carried on. It's so annoying. But anyway, it is. Oh no, wait, it has. Oh no, people got... No, wait. No, they're not aligned. That's very annoying. Anyway, by the by, that's not what we're discussing today. What order would I rank the 3 books that I have read so far in the series? Funnily enough, I would rank them in order. And that is, my favourite book was Wild Love, my next favourite was Wild Eyes, and then my least favourite so far has been Wild Side. Obviously, Wildcard, haven't read it yet, so I can't tell you what I think of it, but that is my order of how much I love them. So I rated Wild Love 5 stars. I even tabbed it. I was in my tabbing era when I read this book, and I even broke the spine. Wow, I actually read this quite a while ago, over a year ago. Then we have, like say, Wild Eyes, and then Wild Side. Now, I think the thing that I love about this series so far is that it is a single dad series. Now, it is well known within the romance community that we love a single dad, but I did wonder, how is she going to play this? Because there are only so many ways you can do single dad. But she was like, ha 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 ha, well, guys, you should have trusted me because I can think of many ways to do a single dad. So how exactly she does the single dad throughout the books is different in some ways. So the first 2, I would say, are more of the traditional single dad trope that we are used to, and that is that the dad has a child, meets woman, love interest, quite traditional. Then we have Wild Side. Now, this one was slightly different because I just want to check how much it tells you in the blurb actually, because if it does tell you a bit, then... Yeah, this one is slightly more unconventional, but I don't really feel like I can say an awful lot because the blurb doesn't kind of allude to it all that much. So I don't want to ruin it just in case. But this one is much more of a less traditional single dad. This very much skims the is it though for me, but I still enjoyed it. One thing I will say is that I did connect less with the characters in Wildside. So we have the main female character who has a nephew and the guardianship is being contested, and then you've got this like wrestler that is in the scene, and there's a fake marriage, and there's all these different kinds of things, and it is good. Like it is good. Like I still rate it 4 stars, but it's just not quite as, I just didn't love the relationship as much as the other books, primarily Wild Love. Then for Wild Eyes, you've got classic, like West is just like, he is the definition of sunshine. He is like a golden retriever kind of guy, and he's got 2 kids, and yeah, that, I don't know, for me, I love a single dad because I love the relationship of the, oh, Teddy has notes. Yes? What's wrong? Did you prefer Wild Eyes to Wild Love? He's just there like, can't remember what I was saying now. But yeah, Teddy, you made me lose my train of thought, dude. But yeah, this one, West is just a gold retriever, sunshine, flirty, he's just all kinds of happy, and he's just so lovely. And then you've got obviously his 2 kids, and the thing I love about a single dad trope more than other books is that I love the relationship between the main female character and the children. Like that for me is what makes a single dad as good as it is. And Skylar is a pop star. She's like a country singer, which I really enjoyed. But then you've got Wild Love. Now this was just epic. Like you've got this is Grumpy Sunshine. You've got like billionaire businessman who meets a kind of like, she's, the only way I can describe her is like, she's hilarious. She doesn't really kind of give in to his, what's the word? His like hard businessman type vibe that he's giving off. Like she very much just tries to kind of kill him with kindness and kill him with like comedy and laughter, which I personally really enjoyed. Now there are email exchanges in this book that had me literally cackling, like I kid you not, fully belly laughing out loud. This book is so hilarious, but also Ford's daughter, who I can't remember the name of, is so cute. She's really cute, and her relationship with Rosie is just chef's kiss. Honestly, this book is my favourite. Now this one, slightly more unconventional because there's the whole ex-boyfriend's dad trope in this book, which I know lots of people go absolutely crazy for and they love it, but I'm like, I'm not really kind of sure like how I'm gonna feel about that. And then yeah, it's like, what I've gleaned from the story so far is that there is this like off chance meet cute that happens, which was really cute by the way, and it did make me smile quite a bit, and I was like, oh, this is quite kind of sweet. The single dad element of this has me irritated already in terms of like the unfair aspect to it. I don't want to give too much away, but I don't know, it just boils my blood. Not because of the main character. So Bash he's done nothing wrong, he is great, blah, blah, blah. It's the situation he finds himself in that I find really piss me off because it's just not fair, and I know that it happens to a lot of men out there. So yeah, so far I'm really, really loving it. I'm just waiting to see what happens. It's kind of like in that build up, setting the scene kind of stage, not yet kind of delving into a relationship forming. So I'm excited to see where it goes. Their meet cute was super, super, super cute. So I'm hoping that this is going to live up to my Elsie Silver expectations. So yeah, that is the Rosehill series in a nutshell. Very chaotically from my point of view. Thanks Teddy for knocking me off my train of thought. I'm super excited to get into this. I think I'm probably going to be doing quite a few sprints tomorrow. I kind of want to spend most of the day on TikTok live sprinting if I can. So I'm hoping that this vlog is not going to be too short and boring, because I have a feeling that I might absolutely speed through this. But we'll see how I get on. I'm kind of in that feeling of like maybe doing stuff tonight. We are going out for a date tonight, me and Pete. We're going out for dinner, so I'm not going to get an awful lot read. And then we're going to come back and watch the second part of 24 Hours in Police Custody that we started last night because we absolutely love it and it's all I've been thinking about all day. We watched it last night and I'm like, I need to watch that right now. We may not get an awful lot of reading done today, but I will bring you with me with whatever I do, or maybe not. We'll see what happens, but yeah, I'll see you in a bit. Good morning, everyone. You may be thinking, Ellie, why do you look like a toe? That would be because I need to get ready for the day. And I thought maybe I would bring you along with me. So it's Saturday, Pete is at work. I'm here on my own, so we have the opportunity to do a bit of reading today. But first, we need to do a few things. So I need to have breakfast because I need to take my medication. I then need to put a load of washing on, and then I need to wash my face, put my skincare on, and I need to sort my mop out. I was thinking of doing like a new kind of like hair style that I've never done before, so we can kind of see how that goes, and then we will be going live on TikTok and reading. So come along with me. It's gonna be kind of boring maybe, but we'll have a little natter about books because I started a new audiobook, so I want to tell you about that, and yeah, you can just come along with me. Sit. Wait. Wait. Okay. Good boy. They're nice. These are nice. These are nice. Good boy. I've just done my skincare. So we're gonna put some eyebrows on, earrings in, and then we're gonna do the hair. I just use, what do I use? I use the Got To Be Glued on a crusty spoolie. I should probably change my spoolie. And I literally just run it through my eyebrows backwards, like so. And then I do the other one. You only put a tiny bit on because if you put too much on, your eyebrows go, well, the skin above your eyebrows goes all like crusty and white, which is not the look. So yeah, put them through backwards and then literally just brush them through. Some people like put a load of pressure on to like press it to their head. I personally don't like that look because it just looks like really flat and sort of like one-dimensional, whereas I prefer that you can still kind of see the texture to my eyebrows. So that's what I do anyway. But I've just had my peanut butter on toast for breakfast, and now we are just going to get ready. We're not doing anything. We're literally just going to sit here and read. But I don't know. I feel like I'm also very conscious that I literally put this T-shirt on fresh last night after I'd had a shower. And we had s'mores, but like broken down s'mores. So we had Kinder bars and marshmallows in a dish and air fried them, and then dunked digestive biscuits in them. And I got like a tiny bit of marshmallow on me. And then when I tried to get it off, it just, I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't look too bad, but right, I wanted to try and do like something different with my hair. I am conscious that I'm on technically day 3. And I'm not sure if the front sections of my hair are going to be clean enough for me to have them down. But we shall see. I also don't feel like curl has lasted very well on the front. It's gone a bit funky. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We may have to pivot and do a different look. But I also don't know if my hair's just going to be too knotty to do this. I always see all these like hairstyles on TikTok and I'm like, oh, I'm going to try that. It looks so cute. And then because I've got curly hair and it's got like texture to it, it gets knotty super easily, and so mine just never looks the same as theirs. Like this is just not giving really. These front bits, are they? So I'm not sure if we're going to be able to do the hairstyle, and I don't really want to keep having to heat style them every day. Like it's just not the one, is it? I don't like this side tucked behind my ear. It doesn't look right, whereas this side looks better. Well, this side looks good when it's mirrored, so like how I see it in my viewfinder or in the mirror, but how it then flips so that you see the footage, it looks better if I tuck this side and leave this side down. Tell me in the comments what you think, because that could just be me being me. But we need those little elasticy things to do this. If I can find any in my little hair bag. My elastics have gone like super yellow. I don't know if it's like the age of them or what. But... So I might try and do this with my front bits in it, potentially. I feel like that could be cute. Could be like a little moment. I don't know if I've got too much hair there, so I've got to do two. I feel like it would look better if it was lower. Come on. I need my little pink smoothing brush. Bear with me. That reminded me of that sound. There you are. I've been looking for you. But in like, it's supposed to be a nice sound, not like a creepy one like I just made it. So then you put, I don't even know if you guys can see what I'm doing, but we're not a hair tutorial page, so it's fine. So we put it in here. I don't know if my hair is actually curls dropped out of it too much to make it look good, but we'll see. Right, so we get hole. Wait, do I put it under or do I put it over? Bear with me. Right, they go under. So I need to pop it through there. How do people do this and make it look easy and like not knotty? This up here looks horrific. Anyway, then we take another section and we do the same thing. Do you know what? We're just going to keep it with the one layer. We're going to keep it with the one layer. We'll start off small. Start off small, like this. Okay, we need to make it look pretty. So yeah, I've started Alchemized. It's 1,040 pages long, and it's like, I think the audio ends up being 36 hours. And I was like, I have 2 weeks to read it on Libby, bear in mind. And I was like, this is not happening. So I normally read on 1.5 times speed, which made it 24 hours. And I was like, okay. And was like, this still is not gonna happen. So I need to do something different here. So I was like, I know, I'll read it on 1.75. Because the thing is, I don't like when you listen to it too fast and it ends up sounding like a chipmunk. It's just weird to me and I can't listen to it. It just, yeah, the audio's, it just freaks me out. So I was like, I can't do that. So I was like, oh, I'll do it on 1.75. Seems like a fair shout. And then realised that it was still 20 hours of reading at that point. And I'm like, what the hell? So yeah, I've started it, but it is a little bit confusing and not really sure what's occurring. But part of me also doesn't know if I actually want to read Manacled instead, because so many people prefer that version, because it does have the connection to Harry Potter and because it's something that you know and that you love. You just kind of like enjoy it more. I've got no idea what this looks like from the back, because this is supposed to sit at the back like that. But I can see that it's just going to keep falling forward, which is fine. So let me show you how. This is it from the back. No idea how it looks, if it's nice at all. But then also what we could do is like bring them to the front a little bit. I don't know if I like that. I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. It was a new hairstyle. I tried something new. But anyway, we are now going to sit and read on TikTok live sprints. We're going to be getting on with this one. I might actually read it in physical because the text is quite big. I'm a fan of a big text. So let's get into it and see how we get on. I mean, we may even be able to finish it today, but that's going to make it a really boring vlog for you guys. I may have to add another book on if I do that, but we'll see how we get on. Where was I at again? 79 pages. Yeah, let's get reading. Oh my lord, I am enjoying this book so much. So much more than I anticipated. We've read a lot, so I'm now at 284 pages. So before I started the sprint you just watched, I was at 79. So I've read just over 200 pages this morning. And oh my god, like this has had me laughing. It's had me hot and bothered. And it's had me like, oh, that's so cute. So good. If I was to rank the series now, it would look like this. So it would be Wild Side, bottom, Wild Eyes, Wild Card, and Wild Love. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's where we're currently sitting at the moment, but we still have time. We still have time. So we'll have to see how we get on. But yeah, it's good so far. One thing I'm really enjoying at the moment is the relationship between Clyde and Gwen. It's just so, it's like a father-daughter relationship, but also like they're best friends. And just her nurturing tendencies and the way she looks after him and just cute and wholesome. And then you've got Grumpy Bash, who just doesn't know how he feels and what he's doing, but he's also got like this authoritativeness about him. And when it came to a particular scene, that was good. There hasn't been any full-on spice yet, which I appreciate because we like it when it's over halfway through the book. But there's been little kind of spicy, flirty parts. And then there was this scene where the cards start to make sense. And I liked that. That was a good scene. That was good. It's not what I expected it to be. I'm kind of happy about that. Overall, really good so far. Really good. And I am excited to carry on. I think I am going to try and read some more later. I am going to be going out and visiting my sister at her new house to see my mum. I am taking Teddy with me and he will be hopefully playing nicely with Layla. Yeah, I'm excited to get back and carry on reading. I have to admit. We'll see. Good morning. It is now the next day. I was going to film at my sister's house. However, having the two dogs together was very chaotic and a little bit more stressful than I anticipated because Teddy was not very well socialised as a puppy. We think we rescued him in June of this year, and so he gets so excited around dogs and wants to play. But then Layla plays with him and she probably goes a little bit too far. He tells her no, she doesn't stop. But also, even if she doesn't go too far, she tries to play with him and he's like, oh, I don't know what to do. So it's like a little bit chaotic, but it was really fun. Today's Sunday and I just want to sit and read my book again, to be honest, which is quite boring for you because there's not much else going on. But I am thinking of potentially adding a bonus book into this vlog and reading Stalking Jack the Ripper next, but we'll see how we get on. I do plan on just sitting on sprints and finishing this. However, before we go live, I do need to quickly pop to Iceland. Now, I never normally shop in Iceland. However, I've got a really bad craving for melt-in-the-middle fish cakes with sweet potato mash for tea. So I need to go and pick up the melt-in-the-middle fish cakes. And I thought, I'll bring you guys with me. We don't really need much. We'll just see what I end up picking up. I mean, generally I always pick up extra bits. But then as soon as we get back, I will go on live and read some more. last time I filmed anything was Sunday. I sprinted for the entire day and I finished Wildcard. I also started Stalking Jack the Ripper and I also read a bit of Alchemized. I ended up reading 102 pages of Wildcard, 145 of Alchemized and 54 of Stalking Jack the Ripper. So about, what, 300 pages. So you can kind of tell why I didn't really read yesterday. I listened to 30 pages of Alchemized, so that was my reading for the week. Not too bad, not too bad. I do quickly want to show you when I was listening to Alchemized on Sunday on sprints. I coloured in Thumper. How cute is that? Obsessed. Anyway, I am kind of back into my reading, well, listening to audio and colouring era, sort of. I'm going to try and do some more because I've got a million more hours of Alchemized to go. But anyway, press pause on that. Let's get back to Wildcard. I really enjoyed this book. Plain and simple, keeping it short and sweet. Really enjoyed this. I ended up giving it 4.5 stars. I found that for me, it's really hard to give a book 5 stars at the minute. And I don't necessarily see that as a bad thing, but this was so close. Absolutely excellent. This made me feel all kinds of emotions. There was a section in the end where there was like this natural disaster kind of happening and it was like heart was in my mouth. What the hell's going on? Like, how's this gonna go? Not really heart in my mouth as in like, obviously I knew it's a romance and that it would all turn out okay in the end, but you know, you always go into romances with that kind of thinking, and so I still felt kind of like invested in what was going to happen though. Hopefully that makes some form of sense because yeah, I mean, I hope it does. Yeah, so it made me feel that kind of like, oh my god, it made me laugh, it made me like kind of annoyed at a certain character, it made me a little bit hot under the collar with certain moments. It kind of gives me everything, and I do think that it's a really good depiction of the ex-boyfriend's dad and single dad trope. I think what happened, or Bash and his son's relationship and how that all came about, was something that I think not many books probably depict, or if they do, I've not read them. And so for me, that was something that was quite fresh and unique in a single dad book. It's not something that I've read before. And also the ex-boyfriend's dad, it wasn't like in a sordid way. I don't know, it's difficult to explain, but either way, it was really good. Again, you've got that classic small town romance, found family vibes that you get from an Elsie Silver. And obviously I was still obsessed with Clyde and Gwen's relationship. I just think that it was so sweet and so... like, he was the dad that she never had. And yeah, honestly, read it. Really good. So, thinking about the order in which I would rate these books, I kind of already did it earlier on, and I have to be honest, it kind of stayed the same. But let's go through them anyway. So, we have in 4th place, Wild Side. We have in 3rd place, Wild Eyes. In 2nd place, Wild Card. And in 1st place, Wild Love. This is the order that I would rank the series in. Let me know if you agree or disagree, because I need to know. So far, another Elsie Silver series ticked off that I absolutely loved. I can't wait for the next series she's doing, which I think, based on the end of Wildcard, is going to be based in Emerald Lake. I think she's already announced that. And you kind of get to meet a character that I reckon the first book is going to be about. So I like that Elsie kind of does that, because it kind of just follows on from each series. So enjoyed that. And then, like I said, I did start Stalking Jack the Ripper. I have to say, for some reason, I'm not quite getting there with wanting to be reading it. I don't know why. I don't think it's anything in particular. I'm 17% in, so I have read a little bit. It's quite good so far in that it's a young girl who wants to do an apprenticeship with her uncle, who I think he's a bit like what's the name of them? Bit like he does autopsies. Oh my god, what's it called? A bit like a pathologist, but like this is back in the 1800s, where I'm guessing it kind of wasn't really a role, or it might have been called something different back then. I'm not 100% sure. But she is doing an apprenticeship, and obviously women don't work, women don't have jobs, women are very sensitive individuals that obviously could never ever ever have anything to do with murder or blood or dead bodies or anything like that. And so, but she has this morbid fascination with them. Not morbid, maybe that's the wrong terminology, but she's really interested in them. And so she wants to kind of learn from her uncle, and there is a series of murders that she is helping kind of try to solve, I guess. That's kind of where I'm at the moment. It's still in the setting the stage kind of section of the book, but yeah, I'm intrigued to see where it goes. And then Alchemized. I have been listening to Alchemized. I do have it on audiobook, and it's a long one. So the audiobook itself is something like 36 hours long. Now, I ain't got time for that because I've got it on Libby, which means I have 14 days to listen to this book. And when I first started listening to it, it was just like the odd 20-minute drive here and there, and I really wasn't getting through it. I think I have maybe 7 days left, and I've kind of knuckled down with it a little bit more. And I've been listening to it on 1.75 1.5 times speed. Now normally I will listen to an audiobook at 1.5 times speed because too fast and it sounds like a chipmunk, but too slow and I'm like, can you hurry up please? Can you hurry up please? So I've kind of found a sweet spot at 1.5. But even at that point, it was still a 24-hour audiobook and I was like, no, I just cannot. So I've got it at 1.75 and it kind of does sound a little bit chipmunky, but I can just put up with it. So I'm okay at the minute. I'm currently at 31%, which is a decent chunk through. It's actually 11 hours and 22 minutes. I've not listened to that much, because obviously I'm listening to it faster, but that's where I'm at. I am actually enjoying this so far. I've heard very mixed opinions. Some people absolutely love this book because they loved Manacled and they were just obsessed with it. And then I know some people that have found it quite slow. Obviously it is 1,040 pages long, this book. I actually have my Waterstones copy coming soon, so I'm really excited about that. Anyway, yeah, I've heard that it's kind of slow, and so I've gone into it kind of with an open mind, and I think listening to it is much better. I can't 100% guarantee that I've listened to every single part and I understand every single part, because all of the different kind of mancies and magic and all that kind of thing are a little bit confusing, but I get the kind of basic premise of it, and the war, and that she's she's been captured, and that there's something that she's guarding in her mind, and that there's a bad guy that's trying to get it. And like, I don't want to give too much away, but I am kind of enjoying it, and I'm a little bit invested in the relationship that's going on. Like, I don't know, I can kind of see where it's going to go, and I'm not mad at it. I'm going to continue listening to that. I think I'm probably going to, well, I'm going to end this YouTube video in this clip very shortly, and I will be editing that later on and listening to this while I edit. And then I'm actually going to do another set of nails at some point, I think maybe tomorrow, and so I'm going to carry on listening to it and see how I get on. Hopefully I enjoy it. I'm going to say, like, I reckon it's going to be like a 4-star read for me, and that's okay. I did get the Fairy Loot copy and I just wasn't overly impressed with it. I just don't think it really went with the vibe personally, in my opinion. I really liked the Waterstones one, but I cancelled my Waterstones because when I found out I was getting the Fairy Loot in my adult box. But then I ended up selling that, and then a friend of mine, Waterstones, actually put another group of books on. She managed to get it for me because she knew I wanted it, and so she's got it and she's going to send it to me. So I'm really excited to have that copy because I absolutely loved how that looks and the aesthetic of it. So really excited to get that on the shelves. But yeah, overall it's been a really good reading week, a really good reading vlog. I'm so happy that my followers picked Wildcard. I think it was exactly what I needed, and we finished off the Rosehill series, so you can't really go wrong with that, can you? It's just been fun. It's been the fun I needed, and now it is time to get Alchemized finished. If you've got this far, leave me a purple emoji down in the comments so I know that you've watched all the way through to the end of this video. Let me know your favourite part of this vlog, and thank you so much for watching. Honestly, I appreciate your guys' support so much. If you wouldn't mind giving this video a like, then obviously that would mean the world to me, and if you haven't already subscribed, make sure you do. Thanks so much for watching, and I shall see you guys in the next one. Bye!